So this is my first podcast for everyone because none of you know who I am. My name is Jackson, or Jackie. I am an avid knitter, avid coffee drinker. I'm highly caffeinated right now, so life is good. I'm also really big into drinking tea. I am 22 years old and I attend the University of Mississippi. I'm done with everything, but I'm here taking Latin, so hopefully grad school will want me as a potential master's PhD candidate. We will see. I have been knitting since I was a little girl. My mom taught me when I was about 4 or 5, I think. And being the hyperactive child that I was, didn't really have the attention span for it initially. Really started getting back into knitting when I was in high school. And then when I got to college, it got much more intense, just because I use it as a stress reliever and as a way to kind of get through assignments and things like that, because I need to have like my hands busy, and sitting and writing for long periods of time can be really taxing on the brain, and having something to knit can be really awesome. So that's a little bit about me. What y'all are actually probably here for are is the knitting content, so we can probably dive right into that. So onto the knitties. So my FOs, I'm thinking that might be what I call it to kind of go with the podcast. I have 2, which I'm really excited about. So the first one, I've only ever made 2 of these before, and I actually powered through this pretty fast. I probably got it done in about 2 months, just because I was working on this at the end of the school year, and I finally got to weaving in the ends, which, you know, can really be not the funnest part of the knitting project. But I finished my Carbeth sweater, and this is by Davies, I think. And it's beautiful. It's this lovely crop sweater, and I did it in Alafos Lopi yarn. I'm not sure about the colorway, but it's this like kind of ruby red color, and it's gorgeous. I need to block it, but I'm a college girl, and so I've been doing the poor man's blocking of wrapping it up in a towel and hoping for the best, and kind of just pulling it and tugging it. I don't have any actual blockers, which is fine, but I'm hoping to get that for my birthday. So as of right now, it's as done as it will be. I will be blocking this eventually, just because I do want it blocked. And my birthday is in September, so if my mother and father will give me blockers for my birthday, then I'll have this ready to go before it gets actually cold. Which, I mean, I go to school in Mississippi. It doesn't really get that cold here, but it gets cold enough. And I'm from Florida, so, you know, as soon as it drops below like 60, I'm a little popsicle. My other FO is my first ever pair of socks, which is really exciting. I love socks. I'm a hand knit sock hussy, but I was always really intimidated by the idea of making my own socks. So this is the first one I did. It is the O Denim Bomb pattern, and it is by, oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank on who made it, but it's on Ravelry, and it's, I believe, free. I'll have to double check on that, but super cute. I made some alterations in terms of like the pattern. It has like an alternating 1x1 colorway type insole, and I just didn't feel like doing that, so I didn't do that. I love these. These are going to be my Christmas socks. And here's the other pair so you can actually see that. And I did this in Barnyard Knits fingering sock weight in the colorways Winterberry and Rosebud. And I'm really excited. They're a little bit bigger in, or I guess wider in the foot than what I was initially expecting, but I'm also, I'm pretty loose with color work because I don't want the little ridges or, what's the word? I'm drawing a blank on that. By the way, I just didn't want any of like the pulling that can happen when you're too tight. So I usually tend to knit a lot looser, but this yarn is beautiful and it has these absolutely gorgeous pops of color all throughout, and it knits up beautifully. And as soon as I started knitting these, I went and bought a lot more of Barnyard Knit sock weight because I think it's really great. And it's 75/25. Hold on. Had to grab one of my other ones. It is a 75/25 superwash merino nylon, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So those are my two finished objects, which I'm super excited about. I can't wait for Christmas to actually wear these and for the weather to get cold so I can wear my Carbeth sweater. And I guess onto the gritty. So my whips. First off, in my kitchen clutter project bag, I really like this. It's waxed canvas on the outside, and then it's got a flannel on the inside, and it's drawstring with a loop on the side. It's really great. I really like it. I kind of want another one. So this is kind of like a half finished object because I've completed one of the socks. So I'm on a sock kick, and I'm really excited. These are for my boyfriend. He is like a size 14 foot, so I was kind of worried that I wasn't going to be able to make these, or that I was going to screw up and not make these big enough, but they fit. So that's really exciting. And they are the simple SKYP socks, and they're also, I believe, free on Ravelry, and it's by Adrienne Ku. And they have this really beautiful like alternating slip stitch kind of thing going on. So it's a slip knit yarn over pullover stitch, or however you say that. But I really like it. It's really beautiful, and I thought it would fit really well for a boy sock, you know, because he's a manly man and doesn't, well, I mean, I could knit him pink socks and he would wear them because I put time and effort into them, but I wouldn't do that to him. But yeah, I thought he would like this. He really likes fall and winter, and orange is his favorite color. So this is Barnyard Knits in the Acorn colorway, and it knits up beautifully, and it's got these wonderful brown pops of color. And since we're coming into fall, I thought he'd really like these, and you know, if he decides to wear his dress shoes and needs socks with them, these will work really well. So this is, I casted this off the other day along with my second sock and had those blocked and everything. And so I've just got a tiny bit started on the second pair. And you know, this is really nice because it's pretty intuitive in terms of like a sock, and it's not hard or difficult. It sounds really difficult, and when you look at the pattern you see like, you know, you have to do the SKYP pattern. It's kind of daunting, but it's really not. And it knits up pretty fast. So like I just did this little bit probably like last night while I was chilling in bed talking to him on the phone. And so that's that. another one of my work in progresses housed in my field bag by Fringe Supply Co. in the tartan, the wax canvas tartan. I really love this. My little sheep pin. It's another sock because I figure the best way for me to get socks done is to have 2 on the needles at a time, but of different patterns. So that way then I don't get bored, and also so I can get a sock for me done and a sock for my boyfriend done, and you know, just kind of make that happen. These are the Twas the Night Before Christmas sock. If you can't tell, there's a little bit of a pattern. Christmas is my favorite time of year, and since I really like socks, I thought these would be really cute. And they've got this little eyelet tree pattern. I don't know if that'll show up really well on the camera, but it's just these little tiny like eyelet triangles that look like a tree. Okay, I'm back. My battery died, so I had to let that charge up a little bit, and I went and made myself some tea, and so that's really hot. And while I was letting the battery charge, I was looking back at the video I'd taken so far and realized that all of my holding up close of my objects and stuff were really out of focus. So at the end I will be putting better video so you can actually see what those look like. But as I was saying, these are the Twas the Night Before Christmas sock, and they've got these really cute little tree pattern on them in eyelets. And this is the Blizzard colorway by Barnard Knits. It's a really beautiful kind of soft gray with speckles of charcoal and kind of like, I guess like a navy blue, and you can kind of see that like right there. I'm really liking this. I'm doing this, the pattern calls for about like 5 repeats of the eyelet trees, and I'm doing only about 3 because why not? These are my socks. I can make them how I want. But this pattern is by Danielle, Jorge, Jorge, on Ravelry, and they're really pretty. And so having 2 socks on at a time seems to be an easier way for me to get through socks. So if I get bored with one, I can switch to the other, and it just kind of helps keep me more motivated to have more things on the needles, because I do get bored, and I am probably ADD, and just my mom was like, "We'll deal," and never got me tested. But so I really love these, and I think they're really great. I have another ball of this Blizzard colorway, which I'm really excited, but I'm not going to say what I'm going to do with it because the person who I might be making something for, I don't want them to know when I am making them, because they would definitely watch this and be supportive of me and stuff. So yeah, not gonna say. But knowing me and my inability to keep exciting secrets like prezzies and stuff quiet, they will find out eventually, well before they're supposed to even fit. But anyways, that's that. And on to my next whip. That was my phone. So the next thing that I am working on is something that I have been working on for a little while now. It's a bigger project, but a really beautiful project that I really enjoy. Let's see if I can pick this up without making everything go all over the place. So I have a porter bag, and I'm housing it in there because it's a little bit bigger and there's a lot of yarn involved with it. But what I am making is the yarn everywhere. I smell snow shawl, scarf, whatever you want to call it. And it's by Melody Hoffman. This is, her pattern initially calls for fingering weight, but I'm doing this in DK because I wanted something a little bit thicker and squishier, because where I'm applying for grad school is all kind of in the Midwest and a lot farther north than Mississippi, and so I'm trying to bolster my wardrobe with warm things because I want to live in a place where I can wear my knits more frequently than I do here. But this pattern has a beautiful, it's done in garter, and it's got these little eyelets all throughout that you know, get denser as you get to the center of the scarf shawl. So it looks kind of like falling snow. So, and this pattern is done in a triangle, but you're making like a giant square. So when I get to the center, I'll start decreasing into the other point of the square, and I'll be switching to a different color because this is like a 2-color pattern. So this first color is it is the brand Garter, and they do organic yarn in the UK, and their stuff is really great. This is beautiful. It smells really good, and I'm doing this in the number 3, so that's their DK weight of their like kind of neutral colored yarn. This is like an undyed collection that they have. So this is Garter number 3, which is a Shetland wool. It's organic in the colorway Stout, and these are 100 gram skeins. So I had to buy a bunch of these, and I don't think I bought enough for the, I bought enough yardage for what it calls for in the pattern for the fingering weight, but I don't know if I necessarily have enough for the shawl to be as big as it needs to be in DK, but that's fine. And the other color that I am doing is Garter number 3 again, but this is a Hebridean Manx Low Tan and Win Marl. I probably butchered all of that, but it's like a combination of 3 different types of wool, and this is the tawny color, and so this will be the second half, and it's really gorgeous. It kind of looks like my hair color, but not so much when it's highlighted like it is right now. But either way, I really like it. I thought that this combination would be really beautiful for you know, this kind of scarf, and go with a lot of things, and just this stuff is like super squishy and soft and luxurious feeling. So I'm so excited to have this done and ready to go for like when it's actually colder, if it snows here this year. We occasionally get snow here, but there's not a lot. And last year there was a ton of snow that happened, but it completely missed Oxford. It went everywhere else in Mississippi but here, and I was heartbroken because I was really excited. I wanted snow. So also housed in my porta bin is this little project that I started that I'm just kind of slowly working on. It was kind of just like I wanted to knit something but didn't want it to be a huge project, so I decided to do this. And it is based off of the, oh goodness, I have the book right here. So it's in Weekend Knitting, and I love this book. I've had this book for forever. It's my favorite knitting book. But it's based off of the Garter Cuff Gloves and Mittens by Debrah Newton in here. But I have kind of altered it. I didn't really want to make mittens, and I didn't really want to make gloves. So instead what I'm doing is I'm making just little mitts. And because my hands get cold, and you know, it's nice to be able to use your phone when you want to use your phone and not have your thumbs encumbered or something. And I'm a college girl. I'm attached at the hip to my phone. Well, I guess at the hand. And instead of doing a thumb gusset, like the pattern really calls for, like even just for like the mittens, I'm just gonna pick up stitches here and, you know, just kind of make one of those like little flat thumbs. I don't really know what you call those, but that's kind of the plan, is to just do that. So it's a lot of straight knitting, and then when I get to the end, I'll have these little mittens or little mitt things that I'm really excited about, because I wanted to have a project to make with this particular yarn, because I was out of the country like a year ago, so like spring of 2017, I was out of the country and studying abroad in Wellington, New Zealand, which was super awesome. I was there for a semester, and I worked on a sweater while I was there, which if you go to my Instagram at the Knit and the Grit, you can see pictures of it. It's a color work sweater by Jared Flood, and it's one of the first few things I have posted in that Instagram, because I just started my knitting Instagram. But while I was there, I got this yarn called Mithril, because I was in Wellington and I really loved Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies, and you know, What a Workshop and Wellywood is in Wellington, and so where a lot of stuff that happened for those movies was going on, and I went and visited some places where they did do some shooting for the films. And so I got the Mithril yarn, which is by Stansborough, and it's a 8-ply DK weight. It's a 100% pure New Zealand wool, and it's really squishy and kind of lustrous and gorgeous. And I got it in gray because I was thinking of Mithril. And this is the Cocaco color. And so I wanted these little mitts as something to kind of commemorate my little trip there, and like being there for a semester, and you know, kind of the fun memories that I had, and the nerdy memories that I had too. But so I made these, or I'm in the process of making these. This is the only one that I've worked on because I kind of like lost a little interest, but it's got this cool little garter cuff, and you know, I feel like garter has kind of a bad rep as being kind of maybe not childish, but when you first learn to knit, you learn to knit garter. Like I know my first project, which I never finished because I couldn't, my sister finished hers when she was taught to knit by my mom. But my sister's also older than me and way better at sticking to things than I am. But here I am, I'm the one who knits way more than she does. But you know, like our first projects were like a garter scarf, because you're just doing the same stitch over and over again, so it's kind of easy. But I never finished mine. But either way, I think garter can be a lot more sophisticated than a lot of people think. Like this is garter, and same thing with the I Smell Snow shawl, and I'm really enjoying it. And I really want to pick these back up because these are really simple, and I'm almost done anyways. I just need to do like another inch or two to kind of finish them out and, you know, make them big enough and comfortable enough to really wear. But so that's that. And so those are all of my whips that have been like casted on and everything. I do have 2 projects that are kind of like waiting in the wings. I'm waiting for the materials to come in for them. And but kind of once I finish these projects, these will be kind of the next things on the needles. And one's a hat and one's another sweater. I was kind of debating, I really want to get into designing, but I also got sidetracked because this one sweater was really, really pretty, and I'm gonna pull it up on my computer so I can give you the deets and stuff so I don't screw it up, because I literally found this the other day and then bought yarn 30 minutes ago while my power box was charging for the camera. I was waiting for this to drop. But so I ordered the Breeze Making Stories book because there's a couple of really beautiful patterns in there that I want to do. There's a sock pattern in there that I really like, but I don't know when I'll get to that. But the main thing that I bought that for was for the Mistral sweater by Emily Green. You can look at it on Ravelry. You can also find it on like Instagram and stuff to look at it. But it's really, I have a lot of problems with some of the sweater patterns out there for V-neck sweaters. So I'm 22, I like to go out, I get cold, so I really want like a cute sweater that I can like wear out to the bars or on a date night and, you know, feel cute and hip and trendy and with the cool kids kind of thing. So I came across the Mistral sweater, which has a V-neck that's a little bit deeper than what you normally come across, which I was really excited about. And it's got kind of like a loose, oversized, boxy construction, but with like eyelet panels and detailing that's really beautiful and sophisticated looking. But it has like a deeper V, and normally they're a lot higher. They're kind of up here when you see how people have made them on Ravelry and stuff, and it's just not something, one, that doesn't really look very flattering on me. I'm already kind of busty. You can't really tell I'm wearing a sweatshirt right now, but my house is cold. And I've got fairly broad shoulders, and so having like kind of a high V just doesn't, I'm not a fan of it personally, and so I'm really excited because this has a deeper V, which kind of, I think, kind of draws the attention away from my broad shoulders and kind of makes them look a little bit more narrow, and doesn't accentuate the broadness, because I'm kind of built like an inverted triangle. But so this was really cute, and so I'm really excited. So I ordered the Breeze Making Stories book, and then this morning I've been waiting for Dragon Horde Yarn to do their first fall update of yarn, and Tristan did that this morning at 11 and, well, 11 Central Standard Time where I am, and 10 Mountain Standard Time where she is. And so I'm really excited. So I ordered that today, and so I'm hoping that'll be here within like the next week or two, which or you know, have the book and the yarn here within the next week or two, which gives me enough time to finish up my socks and my cuffs and maybe make more progress on my shawl. And so the colorway that you can see this on Tristan's Instagram and on her website. The colorway that I got for this sweater is Sweater Weather, because it's really pretty. It's like a gray base with a ton of like fall colors and like orange and red and some like kind of burgundy colors and stuff, just based off of what I could really see in the pictures that she had. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more like pops of color in there that just aren't super visible in the initial scanning pictures that she has, but it's really pretty. And I also bought and this pattern's also in DK weight, by the way. So I bought DK weight of her stuff. And then I also bought her Spice Cider colorway in her DK weight and her Mohair Silk Blend, because the next thing that I'm planning on making is I'm gonna butcher this name, the Kobuk hat by Caitlin Hunter, or Boyland Knitworks on Instagram and stuff, and you know, on Ravelry. But it's really cute little hat with baubles and ribbing and this little like mountain looking kind of like triangle pattern around the edge. And that's a DK and mohair like double stranded knit kind of thing. And so I'll be making that as well in the Spice Cider. So some really pretty, really cute kind of fall patterns. And that's what I will be making soon. And but yeah, I think that's kind of kind of it that I have to really share. Hopefully I'll have a lot of FOs by the next time I do this, because I think I really enjoy kind of doing this. I like watching podcasts and seeing like what other people are making and seeing what colors they're using and stuff, and coming across some yarn that are you know, like indie yarn dyers and stuff that I hadn't come across before, so I tend to watch a lot of those, and it makes knitting things a lot, or you know, watching other people, you know, talk about their knitted stuff makes it a lot easier to kind of knit yourself, because you're inspired watching them do that. So I do that a fair bit, and so I kind of wanted to contribute, and you know, hopefully y'all like this and want to see more of what I do and what I knit, but and you know, are interested in seeing what kind of yarns I'm using. I think I'm pretty bougie, so I tend to buy some like pretty bougie stuff when it comes to yarn, but I spend the money on the yarns and the bags, but just because you kind of need some good stuff. But either way, I think it's important to show that the knitting community is really diverse too. I haven't really seen a lot of people my age doing this. You know, there's a handful out there that you kind of see, but not a whole bunch. And I'm hoping that I can reach out to some other people who are, you know, young knitters like me and get them interested in stuff. And I'm hoping to design at some point. So hopefully I can, you know, I'm hoping to create some patterns that'll be appealing for people my age and what have you, because there's a lot of great stuff out there. But sometimes they don't necessarily fit with like my age group, in the sense of like, it's not kids wear, but we aren't full. I'm not a fully fledged adult, and I know that full well, but you know, it'd be nice to have some cute knitwear to wear out and about, you know, at night, versus, you know, more like snuggly stuff, because I like that stuff too. But I just went off on a weird little rant that probably didn't make any sense, but that's fine, whatever. Hopefully as this goes on, I'll get better at this. But anyways, thank you. I'm glad y'all watched. Please like, subscribe. Below I will have linked my Instagram and Ravelry. I'm trying to get better at using Ravelry more as a tool rather than just a way to find patterns, because it's kind of just what I do and then save a bunch of stuff and then never post anything about it. But I'm trying to get better about posting about my works in progress and things that I'm working on and stuff. But I'll have that all linked below, and I'll now show my better videos of the stuff that I've been making. So thank you. Bye.